This is
Hello.
Heather DeSanto. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Heather. How are you?
I am fantastic. Well, I would just like to welcome all of the viewers today to the inaugural episode of What's Your Dish with Heather DeSanto. So this is an opportunity where we chat about the who, what, why, where, and how of the folks in my community, and with the intention of learning more about you, as well as the others in the community, and the ultimate goal of us all growing and learning together with our businesses and in life. So my name is Heather DeSanto, and I'm the owner of Dish Events. And I am committed to helping business owners who feel isolated, intimidated, and invisible in their business make connections, form collaborations, and move their business forward through experiencing unique events like this one, as well as hosting in their communities, online, and at my event venue called Dish. So I am really thrilled to have you, Jane War, as my first guest. Jane is a sales and communications trainer, international speaker, and three-time best-selling author and founder and CEO of Selling on the Spot Marketplace, the #1 networking, sales training, and marketplace in North America. As an international speaker, Jane has shared the stage with Forbes Riley, Laurel Langemeyer, Bill Walsh, John Shin, and many more. As an entrepreneur at heart, Trainer Jane has helped transform the lives of thousands of business owners. And in 2015, she was frustrated with the ineffective networking and vendor shows, where Jane changed the face of business events by combining a networking event with sales training and a fun and profitable marketplace. At the live and online events, entrepreneurs and business owners gain confidence and clarity, form new connections and collaborations, and close sales on the spot. In 2019, realizing the power of the lead generation tool, she created a licensing model, and it is now global. Selling on the Spot Marketplace proudly has licensees in Canada, the United States, India, and Iceland, with many more coming. Vendors and sponsors attend from around the world and are part of the thriving, diverse global community. Trainer Jane's mission is to help business owners embrace the sales process and sell ethically, efficiently, and effectively. So again, Jane, thank you so much for joining me and welcome. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
My absolute pleasure. So for the audience that may or may not know, and as owner of Dish Events, I am also a proud licensee of Selling on the Spot Marketplace. So I was fortunate enough, actually, if I think about it, it's a year this month that I
I was
have
going to say,
been.
I believe it's this week.
Is it real? Yeah, you know what? It might actually be. So I have been a proud licensee for over a year now. Just to give a bit of background, I was hosting them online at Dish, which is located in Ontario, Aurora, Ontario, Canada.
In person.
And yeah.
Oh, you said online.
Oh, sorry, in person. Yes, thank you for that was the intention. So originally I was a licensee, and I hosted the last Friday of every month out of my event venue in Aurora, but I'm now proudly online. And if all goes well, when all goes well, I guess I should say, we are hoping to have the next event of mine anyways in September online and at Dish.
Yes.
So more news on that, but Jane and I need to make sure that we're on the same page as far as that goes before we go.
Okay, we just need to make sure the world is healthy and ready for us to be back.
Yes, absolutely fair enough. So I'm going to ask you, like I said in my introduction, I just want to get into the meat and potatoes of Jane War and all the good things about you, so we can learn more about you, why you do what you do, and get some more people in our community. So my very first question is that exactly, why do you do what you do?
Thank you for asking that. I started this back in November of 2014, literally intending on it being one event, one time. That was it. It was something to try. I saw that there was a lot of great networking events in my area, which is east of Toronto, Canada, but that they're kind of social club-ish. And some of them even have hard rules of absolutely no business allowed, which just didn't make any sense to me. And I also found that a lot of entrepreneurs, and at that time it was mostly women that were in my community, that just didn't have the confidence or didn't have the training to be able to present themselves well as to who they are, who they serve, how they serve them. let alone then present what the product or service was very well verbally and then ask for the sale. Or they were at trade shows and they're behind a table, oftentimes sitting. Sometimes they're on their cell phones or not even paying attention. That's not going to draw business in. So it's the trainer in me that really wanted to train them to be able to be better for their sake. Because I even grew up in a middle income home that, there was always money challenges, unfortunately. And they carried forward into my adult life. And, I've been an entrepreneur the majority of my life. And so, quite frankly, a lot of us become teachers and trainers of what we most need and want to learn.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, wanting to learn more business skills, wanting to learn more skills around money for myself was part of absolutely what grew into my mission of helping entrepreneurs and business owners to embrace the sales process and sell ethically, efficiently, and effectively.
Very, very cool. I love it. It is such a flourishing community. I am just grateful and humbled to be a part of it. It's been, like I said, it's been a year, and from a business perspective, but I hazard to say more from a personal growth perspective. I've learned so much about myself, but also how to ask for the sale effectively, efficiently, and whatnot, but also just how to make those connections work. And interestingly, that's big for me, but this is a platform to do it in a different way that is really unique in the marketplace. And so I'm thrilled to be a part of it. And I think it's pretty fantastic that you had that idea so long ago and then transitioned it online for folks. And I will always, always, always love the in-person, but online is just such a fantastic way to be able to make connections for business owners all over the world that want to connect, that wouldn't be able to come to the in-person events, right?
Exactly. They're very similar, but they're actually quite different as well.
Yes, exactly. A year ago, I officially became a licensee. My first experience at a Selling on the Spot Marketplace event was in March of 2019 when Jane invited me to see what it was all about. And so I went out to her event and met a fantastic group of small business owners, so passionate about what they do and why they do it. And if I have to remember, I don't even think you had mentioned that you were thinking of licensing it at the time. And so it was just, for me, this is really great, different and whatnot. And so when the licensing model came along, it seemed for me to be a no-brainer. And that was because, and this goes back to where you were saying about folks that are going to networking events with not necessarily a goal in mind. Mm-hmm. And so I had opened Dish with the intention, but really thought in my mind that like people would just come in droves and I want to host an event. Well, the reality of it, myself included, it's easier to go to events than host your own. And so when Jane reached out to me from a licensing perspective, it was one of those things that things happen to you and come to you for a reason. And it was right at the time where I was realizing that I needed to walk my walk and talk my talk really in Dish. And so this model was wonderful. And it was a way to show my community that I host events as much as I want others to host. You don't need to talk about me, but I would love to know what the top 3 strengths are that you're looking for in a potential licensee.
Oh, great question. One definitely is somebody who is service spirited for sure, because like you said, you started this with in-person events in and for your community. So that absolutely matters, is that feel of who they want to be attracting and how they're going to attract them, because this is meant to be an inclusive community and about positivity for sure. And then leadership definitely comes to mind as well, as somebody that has had some leadership training or skills obviously would be great to bring to the table, because as you know, and as you are, to be able to put on the events and to facilitate the events means you need to lead. You need to be able to excel in things like speaking and selling and training their group, but all of that comes under leadership skills as well. So you obviously made a great fit right there as well. And of course, somebody that's coachable, this is a duplicable process. This is meant to be cookie cutter. That's the whole purpose of a licensing or a franchise model is I've already proven it. I've already tested it. Don't learn through the mistakes or things I've tried that didn't work, just repeat what I've done so that you get your own success in your own region or online. And therefore somebody that is coachable and teachable is very, very important to me as well.
Well, thank you for the compliments. As I said before, I've learned a great deal since joining this community, and being mentored by you and those that are close to you has been pretty spectacular. Which actually kind of leads into my next question, because we both said in our introductions that we love collaboration, and I know that you have some, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but because I know that you've had a pretty significant collaboration already take place. But my question is, who is your ideal? Like I know the one that came along to you was happenstance and whatnot. But if you had somebody like at the top of your mind, who is your ideal licensee? Like think big picture, and where would they be from?
Ooh, that's a big question. Okay, great question. Well, for somebody to have the same skills that we just mentioned, for sure, a prospective licensee is somebody that's already been in business for a few years because it's their established business that they want to showcase because maybe they haven't broken through whatever their threshold is that they want to. For many people, it might be that they haven't reached six figures yet, for example, or maybe they want to be seen as more of an established speaker and gain more speaking skills, just as an example. So we definitely look at who they are and what they bring to the table, as it were. Somebody that, of course, is already connected, that is able to therefore fill their own rooms because they either have an email list or a lot of Facebook friends and LinkedIn contacts, that sort of thing, Instagram, and that they have a reach, of course. And because that too is going back to community and that feeling of bringing everybody together at these events. And as for where, well, I mean, currently we're in Canada, the US, Iceland, and India. Things definitely changed with COVID. We had some plans to be going into some other countries that haven't happened yet. Even though moving online, quite frankly, was pretty easy, all things considered, for us, it didn't mean that we boomed in every country immediately by growing, by leaps and bounds with licensing. Because if anything, I had to slow down and make sure that, because there's so many differences with currency and language and culture, and therefore I didn't want to grow too big too fast because COVID had already posed all sorts of different challenges for us. So right now my focus is for the rest of 2020, especially in the US, but that changes and it's not limited to the US by any means. But we're quite well known in the Greater Toronto area and Ontario. And obviously I would like to be in every province in Canada and every state in the US. And we're already in Iceland and India, but not really known there by any means, especially not in India where the population's in the billions.
Yeah.
So my goals are huge. My mission and my vision is huge. And yeah, over time that's going to change, of course, as we grow.
Awesome. Are licensees allowed to suggest places to find it? No, I'm joking. So
Anybody can bring me connections.
Fair enough. Well, and I only say that in jest because I was supposed to be going to Costa Rica in October. It's still on my wish list. And so hopefully I'll make a connection there when the time comes. And so I can make more trips to go to there.
I was supposed to be in Costa Rica 2 different times, I think kind of August and September. For 2 different reasons. I was trying to see if the trips could be close enough in time that I could just go there once and enjoy some vacation days or something in between. Yeah. And of course that completely changed and not too sure when we're going there. But yes, if you have connections, hey, let's talk. Why would we not want a licensee there? Because especially if they're starting with online events, then anybody can start anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Okay, well, we both manifested that. So yeah. Here we go. Well, or I had alluded to the fact before about collaborations, and I'll let the secret out of the bag in that I started the journey with one of your new collaborators, Forbes Riley, from the United States, who is a dynamo. Holy moly, I can't even get over it. And so, as I said before, I'm appreciative of the mentoring that you provide, but how attuned you are to making strategic and really impactful connections with people that, again, have a community, but also have a presence and give us just an empowering sense of we can do this. And so I think it's pretty awesome. And I definitely think anybody should check out what this opportunity is. And the opportunity is another leg of your big brand, which is called Selling on the Spot Marketplace Inc. And so Selling on the Spot Marketplace is one of those pillars of your business, but you also just released recently with this connection with Forbes, started the Selling on the Spot media training. So that is where Forbes comes in, and it's been fantastic. And so it leads into my next where question, because I kind of sneaked one in the last time. But my question is, where do you envision SOTSM Inc. in 5 years?
My vision is obviously to have thousands upon thousands of licensees in hundreds or over 100 countries, because then they're servicing more areas. They're helping more entrepreneurs and business owners thrive in their own businesses. 5 years for me is challenging to say, because especially with COVID and how much pivoting we've done, and then on top of that, how much we've quite frankly thrived because of COVID. Mm-hmm. I don't know what each 3 months looks like. I just know what where I kind of want it to go. So yes, the media training that you mentioned is a really powerful collaboration and what is considered the fourth division of the company. So before COVID, we had two, that being the marketplace and the mastery program, which is the training program that, if it wasn't for the pandemic, would have been launched by now. We also have a third one, which is a marketing division, again, going to be rolling out soon. And as things were, and quite frankly, I believe in manifesting, and I absolutely believe I manifested my collaboration with Forbes Riley. For those that don't know, she is considered the queen of pitch. She has sold $2.5 billion worth of products on the home shopping channel and QVC, and is wildly successful and wildly well known and has celebrity. And I was a student of hers only 8 weeks ago, when I thought, okay, I don't like the word pitch. I only use the word present. I insist on the word selling because I want entrepreneurs and business owners to embrace the sales process. She hates the word selling. She uses the word enrolling. So we met and we realized, though we truly mean the exact same thing, we serve the exact same people group, which is entrepreneurs and business owners, sales professionals that want to do better, that sell better, especially with their visual and vocal and verbal presentations. With her, it's been all about on camera. Her whole life, she's been on camera. And so I went to her because I thought, I know I can learn. She's clearly succeeded in levels that I haven't. So I was a student of hers first, and through that, she became a mentor. She definitely became a friend. And from that became a collaboration that we put together quite easily and called it the Selling on the Spot Media Training. And that therefore became this powerful fourth division, which is already going gangbusters. We're already in the first training series. We've already launched and announced the second one. We're already planning on holding this monthly so that we can help more individuals. And I'd love, Heather, if you could say a little bit to your experience so far just give maybe a little sneak peek as to what the first day held for you, just a sneak peek. And the second one, what did the second one, because the 2 days are very different.
Yes, they are very different. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. So I've like very tiny backstory. I had gone so Forbes offers on Sundays at 5 o'clock an opportunity to come and meet her, experience her vibe, but also learn the basics of pitching. I went to her event 2 weeks ago now and had a very interesting experience, which I wasn't expecting, but as I now affectionately say it was done not to me, but for me. And so that goes into the first day of the training that we did last weekend, and which is essentially a repeat of what happened that day, but more in depth. And so it's all about really facing the stuff that's getting in your way to move forward in your business, and to release it and figure out why it's there and all that good stuff, and literally release it, and so you can make steps. And so when you're with the other folks in this group and in this training, you realize you're not alone. And like, some may have similar stories, some may have like completely different stories. And if you're an empath of any sort, like, it's hard to get through that first day, because you're not only dealing with your own stuff, but you're watching these other people have these remarkable transformations. So then you come on to day 2 after that, like breakthrough stuff, where you're feeling like $1,000,000, and she's teaching you the pitch. And again, pitch, selling, all that kind of stuff. I came into it with an open mind, because as a business owner, if you're not willing to sell what you have to offer, then why are you in business? It's a hobby, or you can go work for somebody else. And while I say that affectionately now, it was something through the breakthrough process that it was something that I had to acknowledge and get over. So day 2 was very much around perfecting what I say around why I do what I do, and why I do it, and who I do it for. And so essentially answering the same questions in a different way that I'm asking them of you today. But in truth, this idea came out of that as well, right? Because as business owners, we all want to grow and learn from each other, collaborate, form connections, all that stuff. And what a better way to do it than through media, because a lot of us are sitting on our butts right now. And that's a whole other story.
Yeah, get out of our comfort zones. Yeah, embrace the mindset training, and then embrace the process of learning how to pitch.
Yes.
And therefore verbally present so much better to connect with the audience when on camera.
Yes, which then again, smartly aligns with selling on the spot marketplace, because if I'm a licensee and I show up and I'm not talking and empowering people by the way I present, then how can I ask somebody else to take their 2 minutes and present? But I also, again, another learning out of either both selling on the spot marketplace, but also the media training, is just, we all do such amazing things, but just get to the point of who you are, why you do what you do, and in that succinct way, which will allow people to go, yeah, I want to meet that person and find out more about them.
Well,
and that
authentic. Yeah,
exactly.
being authentic and building that connection. Absolutely. Absolutely. And meanwhile, you're only day 5 of 9 of our media training so far. Yes. Already seeing results for sure.
Yeah. Well, so interestingly enough, my big aha, it's the accountability piece. So I knew I needed an accountability partner, or accountability in whatever way, shape, or form, because I'm a rule follower. So this media training has been awesome on both respects, because I have a course that that every day I want to be able to click that button that says course completed, because I'm a rule follower. But also I have my partner, my accountability partner, that I'm getting to know her better, her business, supporting her. And she truly kept me accountable the other day with one of my homework pieces. So that is a whole other aha that we don't have time to talk about today.
We can talk about that offline.
Yeah, exactly. So
but I want to give you kudos also, because I did say that, of course, I'm looking for leaders, and that's a compliment to you, because clearly you are a leader, because you also chose without hesitation to take this media training, and know that you were not just ready, but open and willing and interested in taking it to improve, because just like you said, then you can lead your community even better. So again, kudos to you.
Oh, thank you very much. So we're getting close to the end. I have 2 more questions for you. So the first is, how can business owners find you and connect with this amazing selling on the spot marketplace community that we have?
You can find me just about anywhere on social media. Sellingonthespotmarketplace.com is our main website. So even the other offers, the marketing piece, the media training, mastery, and by the way, there's something else coming called Masterclass. I might have announced that a little bit at my Selling on the Spot Marketplace event today. So now a 5th division. Hey, who knew? You blink and another division pops up.
Good problem. Well, it's not a problem, but I guess a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. That's how quickly that we're moving and growing, and again, serving the community. So all of that can be found at sellingonthespotmarketplace.com or by the same name on Facebook or Instagram, for example.
Awesome. And we also want to invite folks to join our global community on Facebook. If you're in my community, you'll get an invite at some point, but if you want to go and join yourself, we would love you to do that. We're also on Instagram, Selling on the Spot Marketplace. So check us out and join us. So my very last question is a little diversion from what we've been doing here around you and selling on the spot marketplace and whatnot. And I guess from a framing perspective, so my business, Dish Events, the leading part of it, Dish, was inspired by my husband's cousin, to be truthful. But if you know me, my last name with being DeSanto and my first name being H, it's Dish, so DeSanto H. So that's how Dish came about to be. And dish, that word in itself has so many different meanings. So the dishing that you just did about yourself, the who, what, why, where, how is one way to do it. And I'm looking forward to interviewing other folks in my community and finding out about their dish. But my next question is related to the fact that a dish is something that you eat. My question is, what is your favorite dish?
Okay, hands down, my favorite dish would be sushi.
Nice.
Missing sushi badly because I'm kind of all or nothing. I love going with friends to a sushi restaurant and being able to eat in, doing the all you can eat when you have the little dishes
Nice.
brought to you, little sampler kind of sizes, and taking 2 hours or whatever to have your meal and enjoy the company. And even though I could have ordered sushi all this time during the pandemic, I haven't once. Even though I could go pick it up for, takeout, I haven't. I'm waiting for the eat-in.
Yep.
I thought it was open again in my area. We drove around and phoned around and could not find one open. So I don't know, for me, 6 months without sushi is, a long time.
Oh, well, I really feel bad for you.
Food. I love it because it's not that I couldn't make it. If I could actually go buy the pieces, and years ago I actually made sushi myself when my kids were young. But I enjoy, again, the experience of being out with others and, quite frankly, letting somebody else make the food who's better at it than I am, and then enjoying it.
Yes. What's your favorite roll? Or like whether you do the
I love sashimi the most. So either tuna or salmon, sashimi, or eel for sushi.
Nice. Mine is good old spicy tuna. I could eat that all day and all night. Awesome.
I'm actually salivating right now.
A little bit. That's pretty funny.
Hungry.
Well, maybe it's time for a snack break. So maybe we should close this off. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being in this very first episode. And I'm looking forward to many, many more and watching you shine and our community flourish and grow and all that good stuff. So
you again as well. So thank you so much for this. This was very sweet of you. Thank you, Heather.
Oh, my pleasure. So yes, please go join the Selling on the Spot Marketplace global community on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. And Jane, thank you again for spending the time with me today.
I would say join our community, join our team, and join our movement. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you.